Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we jump into the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. Let's get started. If there's one thing The Bold and the Beautiful has mastered over the years, it's the art of reinvention. But nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared fans for the moment when, without warning, a new Stephanie Forrester stepped into the light. It wasn't a flashback, it wasn't a dream. It was real, and it was wild. When the late legendary Susan Flannery's version of Stephanie Forrester died in 2012. Soap operas lost one of their fiercest matriarchs. Her passing wasn't just another storyline. It was a monumental shift in the show's legacy. So when the screen faded in on a character who looked uncannily familiar, fans across the globe gasped in unison. The camera panned slowly, suspense thick as Ridge's furrowed brow suggested he saw a ghost. And then, there she was. Not just a figure from the past, not just a passing resemblance, but a full-on reimagined Stephanie Forrester. Alive, breathing, bold. The internet lost its collective mind. The new Stephanie is played by Judith Chapman, no stranger to soaps, of course. Chapman, known for her roles on The Young and the Restless and Days of Our Lives, brings the kind of gravitas that Flannery once owned with every biting line. Fans whispered, "Wait, that's perfect." And it was. She didn't copy Stephanie, she channeled her, but Chapman's entrance wasn't just a stunt casting, it was a message. Bold and Beautiful was rewriting its history books. This wasn't a recast for nostalgia, it was a declaration. We're not done with Stephanie Forrester. Chapman's performance in her debut scene was like a sledgehammer, wrapped in velvet. Her voice, low and commanding, said, "You thought I was gone?" But Forrester women don't disappear. We evolve. And fans believed her. The clues were everywhere. From the cryptic comments Eric made about unfinished family business, to Ridge's nightmares that hinted at the voice of reason returning. There was even that one episode weeks earlier where Steffi stared into the mirror, whispering, "I wish she were here." Soap writers don't play fair, but they do play smart. And all signs were pointing to a legacy return. We just didn't know it would be this legacy. Let's not forget the portrait. Yes, the iconic portrait that hung over the Forrester mantle for years. A symbol of Stephanie's eternal presence. It was rehung just last month. Coincidence? Not in this soap world. That was the writers practically screaming, "Get ready. We should have known." How do you bring back a dead character in a show where death is rarely permanent but still make it feel earned? The writers pulled from the archives. Remember Stephanie's cancer, her goodbye tour, the touching video, tributes they all fed into the mythology. So the new Stephanie wasn't a clone or an imposter. No. That would have been too easy. She was revealed to be Stephanie's twin, a secret child given up at birth during the chaos of war. Stephanie's mother had kept the secret for decades. Ashamed of how the child had been conceived, raised in Europe under another name, the woman only learned the truth upon her adoptive mother's deathbed confession. Enter Judith Chapman playing Alexandra Lex Forrester, a woman who had always felt an inexplicable pull to LA, to fashion, to power. And now, she was claiming what was rightfully hers. Her sister's legacy. Genius. Imagine being Ridge. You've mourned your mother. You've tried to fill her shoes. You've failed spectacularly, time and again. And now someone walks in who not only looks like her, but speaks like her and commands the same level of fear and respect. It's going to wreck him. But the real drama is in the women. Steffi, Brooke, Taylor. Lex wastes no time shaking the Forrester family tree. She calls out Steffi for abandoning Thomas. She slams Brooke for her decades-long cycle of seducing and apologizing. She even looks Taylor in the eye and says, "You were never her equal, and you won't be mine." That's not just soap drama, that's war. Soap Twitter, Facebook groups, and Reddit threads exploded. Half of the fans were screaming, "Yes, Stephanie is back." The other half, furious. This is sacrilege. Susan Flannery was Stephanie, but even the skeptics couldn't deny Chapman's power. Clips of her first monologue went viral. One fan edited it with slow-motion effects and dubbed it the return of the queen. Even Flannery's former co-stars began chiming in, with Catherine Kelly Langbrook posting a cryptic, "History always has a way of repeating itself." Some fans began shipping Lex with Eric, others with Deacon, but one theory gained traction fast, that Lex is secretly Thomas's biological mother, in a twist that would unravel years of presumed paternity. It's chaos. It's beauty. It's bold and beautiful. Let's be real. Ratings had been slipping. Viewers were tired of recycled love triangles and Ridge's endless indecision. The soap needed a shock, and this was an earthquake. By reintroducing a version of Stephanie, the writers have opened new frontiers. Lex isn't just a legacy character, she's an unknown variable. She doesn't owe anyone loyalty, she doesn't play by the old rules. And she might just tear the entire Forrester dynasty down before rebuilding it in her own image. This isn't nostalgia. It's a reboot from within. Buckle up, because if you thought this was dramatic, the future holds even more chaos. Lex versus Steffi, a battle for the Forrester CEO seat. Steffi's got the experience, but Lex has the name, the bloodline, and the cunning. Lex and Ridge, could she manipulate him into doing her bidding? Or does she view him as weak and obsolete? Lex and Donna, Lex already called her a decorative distraction. You know Donna's not going to take that sitting down. The Thomas bombshell. If that theory is true, and Lex is Thomas's birth mother, Ridge may never forgive himself. The Eric twist. What if Eric knew about the twin all along? What if he paid to keep her silent? This could lead to a massive reckoning. One where the Forrester empire is ripped apart and Lex rises from the ashes. Other soaps are taking notes. Days of Our Lives reportedly scrapped an entire storyline after this reveal. General Hospital is rushing to bring back a legacy character, and The Young and the Restless. Rumor has it they've offered Flannery a guest arc as a different character entirely, in a wink to the fans. Daytime TV is thriving again, all because one bold decision shocked the system. Stephanie Forrester was more than a character. She was an institution. And now, through Lex, her presence is once again looming over every Forrester decision. The fear is back, the awe, the respect. For too long, the Forresters have been rudderless. But Lex's arrival feels like a course correction. She's the storm that clears the skies after it destroys everything in its path. The message is clear: the queen is dead. Long live the queen.